Hi everyone, this is Kaiju Studios Shi2K, and welcome back to my channel. Just last week, after almost a year of little to no confirmation from either Legendary or Warner Brothers on where the future of the MonsterVerse will be after Godzilla vs. Kong, Legendary officially announced on their Twitter a new MonsterVerse live-action TV series featuring Godzilla is in the works. Legendary announced that Apple TV Plus had ordered this currently untitled live-action series, which will feature Godzilla and other titans, with Chris Black serving as showrunner. He and Matt Fraction will serve as co-creators and executive producers. The plot synopsis reads as follows. Following the battle between Godzilla and the titans that leveled San Francisco, and the shocking new reality that monsters are real, the series explores one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets, and a legacy linking them to the secret organization known as Monarch. Monarch is the secret government entity that has played a major role in the MonsterVerse franchise, working to cover up the existence of and defend the world from creatures like Godzilla and the other titans. Now that I've covered the announcement and the plot synopsis of this upcoming TV series, it's time to share my thoughts and what do I think of this new and exciting piece of MonsterVerse news and update. I must admit, this is pretty awesome to hear that the MonsterVerse is continuing via streaming services. First, we heard that Netflix is going to produce a Skull Island anime series, and now Apple TV Plus is going to be producing this live-action Godzilla series. I'm interested in checking out this live-action Godzilla series, though my excitement level is sorta in the middle. Cautiously optimistic, one could say. First of all, I'd figure that the next logical step in continuing the MonsterVerse is with streaming, something I did touch upon in a video I made a while back, where I discussed the three most likely directions for the MonsterVerse to continue post-GVK, and streaming services was a third option. Well, looks like my prediction came true. Legendary and Apple TV Plus have agreed to produce the first ever live-action Godzilla series that takes place in the MonsterVerse, set between the events of Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. Hopefully this series delivers on giving us plenty of Titan action, with the budget of a TV series, a story that's viable, and a cast of characters that are written and directed much better compared to some of the past MonsterVerse films. Finally, I really want to see the series touch more on the lore of the MonsterVerse, give us glimpses or first-time appearances of the Titans that were only mentioned by name in King of the Monsters, and maybe bring some familiar faces from Toho's catalog of kaiju. It would be great to see the world's reaction from the Titan battle that took place in San Francisco, like riots, protesting, the fear and paranoia from the public, and the controversies that would arise following the reveal of monsters existing when they were thought to just be myths and legend. Similar to how the DCU's first three movies touched on the fears and anxieties from Superman's existence in Man of Steel, the public's reaction and controversies as well as response in Batman v Superman, and the reactions of the world following Superman's death, allowing for other entities to rise up. The MonsterVerse did touch on that a little bit with Godzilla King of the Monsters, so hopefully this live-action series focuses on that aspect of how the world is reacting to the existence of Godzilla after the events of 2014. The graphic novel Godzilla Aftershock did take place between the 2014 film and the 2019 film, so maybe this will be about that. I don't know, guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, there are some concerns I do have for the Godzilla Apple TV Plus series, and some expectations I feel must be addressed before we get too excited. While I'm not too concerned about this series so far, there are a few things I've noticed that I'm not too sure about. It's pretty strange that Apple TV Plus are the ones producing this new Godzilla live-action TV series, when HBO Max is where the MonsterVerse is at, since HBO Max is owned by Warner Brothers. I did do some digging around of my own, and I've read somewhere that Apple TV Plus is actually a cheaper streaming service to pay per month, compared to HBO Max. Only $5 per month compared to HBO's $15 per month. Let's also not forget the Skull Island anime series is going to Netflix, not HBO Max. So this could just be a deal that's been struck by both Legendary and other streaming platforms to save money and have MonsterVerse content on all different kinds of streaming services, so maybe that's why. I don't think that having other streaming services producing MonsterVerse, Godzilla, or Kong content of their own is that big of an issue, aside from having to pay more money. But the thing that is a little concerning is the story. This is going to be set between the events of Godzilla 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019, yet according to King of the Monsters, there was little to no Titan activity in the 5 years since Godzilla 2014. This could potentially create some continuity errors or plot holes, as it's such an odd time frame for the series to be set in. Even the graphic novel Godzilla Aftershock that took place between the films wasn't mentioned or referenced in later films. So this is kinda strange if you ask me, as it could create some retconning. Another thing to consider is that Apple TV Plus doesn't have the best track record. I haven't checked out any of the movies or shows on Apple TV Plus, but to be honest, there doesn't appear to be much of interest or something that really stands out as the flagship series of the Apple TV Plus streaming service for me to watch on a regular basis. However, depending on the quality of the series and if it's good enough from a story and character standpoint, it can gain traction from non-fans and casual movie/TV goers, which would make this Apple TV Plus flagship show, so hopefully it does turn out good, despite it being on another streaming platform. The next part isn't really a concern, but it does build off of what I've said earlier, something I feel must be addressed, that being expectations. I do expect this to be a human-driven story with minimal kaiju action, which could work just fine if there's investment and we can engage with the characters and the storytelling. Now, I know many MonsterVerse and Godzilla fans are expecting or hoping to see some classic Toho kaiju being reinterpreted for the MonsterVerse, or even seeing some of the new titans making their first appearance on this series, as well as a whole bunch of epic kaiju fights. And that's all well and good, but you gotta remember that this is an episodic TV series we're talking about. The budget per episode is much smaller than that of a blockbuster movie, so it wouldn't allow for a lot of titans to show up. At least no more than 10 minutes of on-screen titan action. Some are worried that this series won't focus on Godzilla, or he won't have a lot of screen time. However, I do think Godzilla will be the focus of the series, but as mentioned earlier, I don't expect Godzilla to appear a whole lot. But who knows? This is a TV series after all, and you can cover a lot of character and world building throughout many episodes instead of cramming it into a 2-hour-long movie. Hopefully this series explores more of the Monarch outposts that contain the other titans, or even the governmental side of the organization, since the plot synopsis mentions that the characters will try to uncover secrets and a link from Monarch to their legacy. As far as characters are concerned, there's been no confirmed cast of actors or a list of character names. There's a chance we could see the return of the Russell family, or maybe an entirely different family. What's interesting is that this will be the third family involved in the Titan carnage. First the Brodies in 2014, then the Russells in King of the Monsters in Godzilla vs. Kong, and now a potentially new family for this series, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. So this was the recent news from Legendary that has sparked interest and discussion in the MonsterVerse. We now know that an official live-action Godzilla series will air on Apple TV+. It, along with the Skull Island anime series that'll debut on Netflix, will start the second phase of the MonsterVerse, which is an exciting piece of new information following a semi-drought of anything from either Legendary, Warner Brothers, or even Toho on where the MonsterVerse will continue next after Godzilla vs. Kong, or if it'll even continue at all. I've went over the plot synopsis, discussed the deal between Legendary and Apple TV Plus to produce this series that has ticked some people off since HBO Max is where all the MonsterVerse stuff is right now. And it's understandable since people don't feel like paying extra money to watch Godzilla or MonsterVerse content on another streaming platform when they already have HBO Max. Already went over some speculation, concerns, and addressed some things to keep expectations in check with the little information we have about this new live-action series that'll feature Godzilla and the other Titans. Finally, the only thing left to do is simply wait and see how this series turns out. It could turn out terrible, but it could also turn out great. At this point, we'll just have to wait and see. These were my thoughts on the recent announcement of the upcoming MonsterVerse Apple TV Plus series by Legendary. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I was a little late in covering this news, since I was busy working on the Cloverfield review, and had to take a break from animating the second half of Godzilla vs. Krampus in order to work on this video, since Legendary has officially confirmed that the MonsterVerse will continue via streaming services. So bring on Phase 2 of the MonsterVerse. Let me know in the comments section down below what do you think of this announcement. Are you excited for the new MonsterVerse Godzilla series by Apple TV Plus? And what do you expect to see in this series? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and share this video to help my channel grow. As always, long live the king, and I'll see you in the next video.